Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush is now under federal investigation, facing allegations that she misused campaign funds by hiring her husband for her security team. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas has the story. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. Today's House Democrat Cori Bush of Missouri is having her ethics questioned and is acknowledging she's facing a Justice Department investigation. Bush's use of her husband as a paid member of a congressional security staff appears to be the issue. She claims he has security experience and that she needs him due to ongoing threats to her life. But a complaint to the FEC by a right-wing PAC accuses Bush of illegally funneling $60,000 of campaign funds to her husband, who it claims is not a licensed security professional. The Office of Congressional Ethics, however, investigated the security allegations last year and dismissed them. The matter is clearly not resolved, so it now appears DOJ and perhaps Congress will have to resolve this issue one way or the other. George?
Pierre Thomas.
So there you have it. Another Democrat facing investigation and allegation of fraud. So is it a trend? Is it in their DNA? I have no idea. This is something that's been happening off and off and off and off and off, awful a lot, right? I just want to see Nancy Pelosi going down for insider training. That'd be amazing, right? If you look at all these blue states, it's just, the flourishing with all these investigations is just But the best one is Cori Bush. She hired her unlicensed husband, paid him money to be her security guard. And she used federal funds to do this. Not campaign money, federal funds. Because she needs protection. She lives in DC. She has to, because she gets death threats or whatever threats that she's getting, right? Thought she's a strong black woman. What the hell happened? You're not that strong? Is not what a strong black woman does? She has no fear. Oh, I'm afraid for my life now? What the hell? Anyways, let's read this. Justice Department investigating Democrat Rep. Cori Bush over alleged misuse of campaign funds. Well, now they're saying it's campaign funds, but it was federal funds that they used. The Justice Department is investigating whether Democratic Rep. Cori Bush of Missouri misused campaign funds for her personal security. The progressive lawmaker confirmed in a statement Tuesday. Bush, a second-term lawmaker, denied any wrongdoing and says she is fully cooperating with federal prosecutors. Now, let me wait here. The current DOJ is corrupt anyways, and she's a Democrat. So what are the chances of her not getting charged? She's not going to get charged. Same thing with Fani Willis. Nothing's going to happen to these people because they vote Democrat. Period. Nothing's going to happen. This is our justice system. It's corrupt. It's garbage. And that's what this is. These articles, I'll read these articles and, I was like, should I boil my blood over this? It just stating the fact. Nothing's going to happen to these people. That's just how they are. Bush, as a rank and file member of Congress, I am not entitled to personal protection by the House and instead have used campaign funds as permissible to retain security service, Bush said. I have not used any federal tax dollars for personal security service. That is where she's being investigated. She is saying she used campaign funds. Well, she didn't. She used federal taxpayer money. Her statement came a day after Justice Department subpoenaed the office of the House Sergeant at Arms for related documents. The Justice Department declined to comment. Since being elected to the House in 2021, Bush, a black woman with activist roots, she was a BLM activist, has been the target of right-wing attacks. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Period. As a result, she has spent a substantial amount of money on private security while she's on Capitol Hill and back home in her district in St. Louis. Why do you need personal security in St. Louis? They voted for you over there. They want you there. Federal prosecutors have been asking questions about Bush's security expenses, the threats she received, and her decision to pay her now husband, Courtney Merritt, with campaign funds to provide security. A personal A person familiar with the investigation told the Associated Press the questions have been similar to those asked by congressional investigators conducting an ethics inquiry. The person said the person was not authorized to publicly discuss detail of the investigation and spoke to Associated Press on condition of anonymity. The issue of how Bush has been funding her security is currently under investigation by Federal Election Commission and the House Committee on Ethics. The FEC has stated that it is not technically against the rules for a member of Congress to use campaign funds for private security, as there has been a striking increase of violent threat against lawmakers in recent years. So, we already know campaign funds can be used for personal security. I have no problem with that because it's legal. But she used federal taxpayer money to do that. So that's what she's been investigated on. And this report, the Associated Press, I wish they will say what the allegations are, but they're not saying it. Okay? The allegation is that she was using taxpayer money to fund her personal security. Okay? And that is where the issue is. But, again, she's a Democrat. They can do no wrong. They're innocent. It's racist to talk about these things because she's a powerful black woman and strong, and nothing scares her. But she needs security guard for protection because of credible or uncredible threats. But again, you can't speak where the money came from because that's racist and that's suppression and all the woke terminologies, sexist, homophobic, anything you want to use at this point, it applies to her, right? And Fannie Willis. Anybody that's a shade darker than sunlight, if you accuse them or talk about them, it's racist. That's just the new world, right? So now what's going to happen? Again, she's a BLM activist. And if they censure her or, the ethics committee come back and said, oh, hey, you misused funds from you used federal funds, X, Y, and Z, then, the racist card will come out and, they're going to back out because they don't want to be looked at, we prosecuted a black woman, blah, 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 blah. This is the 21st century and this is what we live in. So this is the destruction of our republic, guys. Okay? And this is what is turning into a destruction of our republic. We are not a democracy. And anybody that says we are a democracy, just slap them in the face. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Just shut them up. We are not a democracy, okay? We are a constitutional republic. For the millionth time, we are a constitutional republic. And what these morons do, what these people do, is they try to destroy the constitutional republic to turn it into a democracy. Democracy is Marxist, democracy is communist. Okay? The way they are defining democracy in their terminology is basically Marxism and dictatorship, communism. Okay, that's to them is democracy. And when they come on TV and they talk about, our democracy is in shambles, they're talking about their own version of democracy, guys. They're not talking about what the Constitution states as what our United States is, which is a constitutional republic. When they say our democracy is at stake, they're talking about their own version of democracy, which is Marxism and communism. So listen to the words they use. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't do that. People like her will always say our democracy is at stake. People like liberal media will say our democracy is at stake if Trump comes, right? Trump, he's a constitutionist. Like he believes in the Constitution. These people do not believe in the Constitution. In fact, they're the ones that they want to abolish the Constitution. They have said it many times, right? They are for electoral college if it's in their favor, and if it's not in their favor, they're against electoral college. So this election year, when Trump wins, they're gonna be like, oh, we need to abolish electoral college. Mark my words. You think I'm lying? Wait until it happens. But if they win, electoral college for the win. This is what democracy is. Again, when they say what democracy is, democracy in their version of democracy, which is Marxist and communist. All right, guys, leave your comments down below. Peace out.